So good evening from Shirley Povich Field here in Bethesda, Maryland. It's Big Train TV as the Alexandria Aces come to town once more to take on your Bethesda Big Train. Ben Bobek and Tyler Gallo here inside the Dandy Walker Alliance broadcast booth, and we're pleased to welcome you back here for this rain-up makeout from July the 19th. Tyler, Big Train coming off just their sixth loss of the season back here last night to Silver Spring, Tacoma. What are you looking for out of the Big Train tonight as they send Josh Gross out of East Carolina to the bump in his second start of this season?
Well, looking for two things, Ben. I'm looking for a wake-up from last night. Last night, they really just didn't have any offense until the later innings. And when you go down 6-0 early, it's not really easy to come back for. And a guy that really went down a lot early in his last start was Josh Gross. He'll look to change that here in this start tonight.
Absolutely. Gross' last start was last week against South County. Tough four-inning outing for him there, and looking to bounce back here. Was a relief pitcher the season before that, and he starts off with a foul back into the screen by the left fielder tonight for Alexandria. Adam Schwartz wearing number 16. Garrett Farquhar, the shortstop, on deck. Barbie Zmarzlak, the center fielder, behind him in the hole, batting third. As we take a look at the Alexandria roster there. Katula, Morgan, Offshack, Helgelson, Stone, and Kelly rounding things out. Decent amount of power there. 0-2 quickly on Schwartz. Swing and a miss. Gross starts things off with a 3-strike K, and Adam Schwartz goes down.
Great start to this one for Josh Gross, and exactly what he was looking for to start things off after a very rough start. I believe it was down in South County his last time out where he allowed 7 earned runs. Really just impressive stuff there from him.
Gross on the year, 4 appearances, just the one start as we've mentioned, 9 innings of work, 9 runs, 10 hits allowed, or 9 hits, 10 runs, 9 of them earned, as this is another quick out as Garrett Farquhar doesn't even get the chance to be introduced here before he flies out softly to Trevor Doyle in right field. Jack Cohn is in center, Matt Thomas over in left, the infield, Kemp Alderman at first, Christian Martin at second, Nolan Shanuel back in action at third base. Austin Gauthier up the middle at shortstop. Danny Neary behind the dish catching Gross. First one in on Zmarzlak, the center fielder out of Maryland. Called strike one, so Gross humming early here at Povich Field.
Shadow's really going to play a role here in these first couple of innings. Look how just crazy they are in the infield. Almost, I want to say 45% of the infield is covered in shadows from the trees, and the rest of it is in the sun.
Warm night here at Povich Field. Humidity going to play a factor. Reaching at a breaking ball on the outside edge is Zmarzlak, and Gross has him in an 0-2 or a 1-2 hole here.
And with 3 straight games against the Aces, Big Train in position to clinch the division.
Doubleheader down in Alexandria tomorrow. Here's the 1-2 to Zmarzlak. High. Count is even.
First time we've seen Gross since that last start, and really endeared himself to Coach Sal. He's in on the starting lineup because we got the doubleheader. We got one more game, and then Israel games.
This one is fouled softly down the right side, out of play. Gross in that start July the 7th down in South County. 3+ innings of work, 8 hits allowed, 7 runs, 6 of them earned, 2 strikeouts and 1 walk. Things unfolded a little bit in the 4th inning, and he gets off to a hot start here. His second strikeout on the top of the first as Zmarzlak goes down swinging on the breaking ball. Nothing for the Aces in the top of the first. Big Train coming to the bat, looking to start things off when we come back after this on Big Train TV.
It didn't say you were getting any audio.
So nothing for the Aces at the bat in the top of the plate. In the top of the inning, they'll send number 28, Ben Kumi, out to the mound looking to keep the Big Train bats silenced. 3 runs yesterday, again in that 6th loss of the year to Silver Spring Tacoma, their 2nd lowest total on the year. And they're looking to pick things up a little bit of a different level here. First one off the edge of the mitt of Matt Stone, the catcher behind the dish for Alexandria tonight on the season. Kumi, 5 appearances. His first start here, 16 1/3 innings, 10 hits, 10 runs, 8 of them earned, as that one finds the zone in on Gauthier, the leadoff hitter tonight. 22 strikeouts and 4 walks, a 4.40 ERA for Kumi. And he faces the leadoff man, the shortstop tonight, Austin Gauthier, for the 2nd night in a row. This one is outside, ball 2.
These, you don't throw the phrase "must-win games" around a lot with this team, but these 3 are must-win games, absolutely. So they want to just win the division as quickly as possible.
Scheduled off night tonight at Povich Field. Again, a makeup from last week, last Friday to be exact, the 9th. Field conditions were unplayable here at Povich Field after a quick thunderstorm around 4 o'clock. Here's the 2-2 to Gauthier. This one outside, and the count is full. A doubleheader tomorrow down at Frank Mann Field in Alexandria, of course. We'll be down there with you for both games. Tyler on the 1st, myself on the 2nd. Busy week of baseball here for the Big Train. Here's the 3-2. Check swing in the dirt. Ball 4. Gauthier works a leadoff walk.
Does the walk of life to first base, and he's already flush into score or into chance to get in the run here with Jack Cohn coming to the plate.
Jack Cohn, as you said, the center fielder coming to the box batting 2nd. Matt Thomas, also out of William and Mary, playing left batting 3rd. Grant Knipp, the designated hitter tonight, cleans up. Kemp Alderman batting 5th. Nolan Shanuel, the 3rd baseman, bats 6th. Trevor Doyle, Danny Neareye, Christian Martin, 7, 8, 9. As the first pitch misses inside to Cohn, and it's 1-0. Gauthier off first after working the base or the full count walk. It's 25th of the season now. Haven't seen Austin in the leadoff spot in a while. He's been playing really well out of the 2-hole the last couple weeks. So bumped up. No Darius Foster tonight, no Riley Johnson, both available off the bench, of course. Still 1-0 to Cohn after the pickoff check on Gauthier off first. Out of the stretch, Kumi delivers. Fouled back into the backstop, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Cohn.
Got to find a way to put a productive at-bat in here if you're Jack Cohn. Move the runner over in some capacity and get a runner in scoring position early on. Something that they failed to do quite often last night.
Big Train left plenty aboard as this one skirts off the back of Austin Gauthier. That's going to roll all the way to the foul territory. He'll take 2nd base on the past pickoff move. That's going to be an error, I believe, on Kumi, the pitcher. First fielding mistake of the night. Gauthier into scoring position here as the very first batter of this game for the Big Train. No outs here for Jack Cohn. Got a new baseball in play. Cohn last night got the night off. The night before hit 3rd. And South County came to town. RBI single in the 7th. Couple base knocks for him on the day. Looking to work Gauthier, his high school teammate, towards 3rd. Shows bunt, pulls it back, pitch inside. 2-1. They'll check down to the 3rd base umpire. No, he did not. So count will indeed go to 2 balls and 1 strike on Cohn. DeAndre Anderson, the home plate umpire. John Epperson at 1st. And Jerry Park making that call down the 3rd base line. Here's the 2-1. Again, tipped off the end of the bat into the screen. Anderson with a nice touch off that left foot. And the count will go even on Cohn. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cohn with that compact batting stance. Looks in for the 2-2 inside, ball 3. And 2 batters, 2 full counts here for Ben Kumi in his first start of the season for Alexandria and Chris Bursett. Cone on the year, a .317 hitter, 20 hits, 12 runs scored, 7 doubles, and 16 runs batted in. Leads the team in sacrifice flies. One won't do it here. He swings at the 3-2 pitch and again sends it foul behind the plate. Stays full.
Could still technically get a sacrifice fly, though.
It would have to be a very deep sacrifice. Oh, yeah, technically. But not a sacrifice RBI.
No.
So 3-2 to Cone. Kumi set out of the stretch. Takes a long look in, now kicks and fires. And this one way inside, back-to-back. Bases on balls for the Big Train batting order to start. 2 on, nobody out here for Matt Thomas.
Solid there for Jack Cone. Great at bat. And now guys are all over the base pass for Matt Thomas.
Some might say a stone-cold take there on the full count pitch from Kumi. And as we said, 2 on, nobody out here for Cone. Or for Thomas, Cone's college teammate. Deep connections here for Cone. He's got his high school teammate on ahead of him. Gauthier, travel ball teammates for a long time. Matt Thomas at the next level now behind him. Veteran Big Train player leading, or second on the team in batting order. Second on the team in RBIs. He flares this one into right field. That's going to get down. Gauthier motoring home from second. He will score. Cone heading to third. It's a RBI single for Matt Thomas. And the Big Train take a 1-0 lead here with no outs in the bottom of the first.
Just phenomenal placement there for Matt Thomas. It was just a great job there by Matt Thomas to flare that into right field like you said and really just bounce into no man's land.
Gauthier scores no sweat from second base. Cone to third without a throw. Perfect piece of hitting there to bring the first runner of this game here by Matt Thomas as he makes it 28 runners batted in now on the season. Jumped over Rocco Pepe the other night with that 7 RBI monster game down in D.C. First pitch swung on and missed by the designated hitter out of Campbell, Grant Knipp. And it's 0-1. Nobody out. Runners on the corners here. Big Train looking to threaten and build themselves a lead here in the bottom of the first. And Kumi quickly in trouble here with a jam to work his way out. That one low. Called strike 2, says DeAndre Anderson. And Grant Knipp will have to use that bat and dig himself out of a little bit of a hole here. 0-2. Kumi checks over on Thomas off first. Scott Morgan holding him on. 0-2 pitch grounded to the third baseman and it skips by him. Booted. And that's going to roll all the way to the outfield grass. Thomas being waved home as the left fielder Schwartz is lackadaisical to get to it. Thomas will come home to score. Time called by DeAndre Anderson behind the plate. They might check if that ran foul. For now, it's a 2 RBI little bloop ground ball for Grant Knipp. I guess they're going to say this did go foul.
Yeah, I think it actually didn't go foul. It might have hit the home plate or hit Grant Knipp's foot and rolled up the first base side. It really seemed that way.
Took a wicked hop off Shaq, the third baseman, going down for it. He's going to play in the dirt a little bit over there. That hit something. Anderson took a while to call that foul. Cone scored from third pretty quickly. And Coach G down at the third base box just kept waving Matt Thomas all the way around from first. So it stays 0-2. And after getting a taste of some RBIs there, Grant Knipp will do it again. This pitch inside with the breaking ball. Strike 3 called. Pickoff attempt on Matt Thomas down to second. Sails into center field. Cone comes home to score regardless as Knipp goes down looking. Thomas into third on the throwing error by the catcher Matt Stone. And it's 2-0 as the Mississippi Land Shark Kemp Alderman steps into the box here with a runner on third and 1 out. And a 2-run advantage now for the Big Train.
Staying out of the strike him out, throw him out double play there for Grant Knipp as he goes down looking, but very smart base running there to get the runners in to score.
Just kept moving Matt Thomas as Alderman takes a whiff on the breaking ball there from Kumi. 1 gone here. Thomas all the way to third on the E2. Cone scored on that as well, so it's an unearned run on Kumi's ledger as this breaking ball runs tight on Kemp Alderman, number 33 in the green tops today for the Big Train. 1-1 now. Kumi still from the stretch, kicks, fires. tight on Alderman, but he takes a hack, fouls it off the handle. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So already almost equaling the amount of runs they had last night.
They could do it here if Thomas is able to come home from third. 90 feet away. Here's the 1-2 to Alderman. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ben Kumi. And he has a chance to get out of this inning and strand that base runner on third. First, he'll have to get through the freshman All-American out of Florida Atlantic, Nolan Sean-Uel. Had a couple days off, now working back into the box here from the left-handed side. He's been very dangerous with runners in scoring position. 18 batted in this year. That one squirts away from Stone, but not enough to bring Thomas home. It's been a rough defensive go of it so far for Matt Stone behind the dish. He may have a chance to make some things up with his bat later on. We've seen him do some damage against the big train. 1-0 to Sean-Uel. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sean-Uel kicks up the dirt in the batter's box, takes a cut swing. Now settles in with those hands held high. Kumi fires. This one chopped off the front ankle of Sean-Uel. He'll walk that one off. And it'll be 1-2 when he gets back in the box. Attacking here with a runner 1 link away down at third base. Thomas looking to score for the 27th time this year. Kumi comes set, takes a long look in, now fires. 0-2 swung on and missed. Kumi works into some trouble but gets out of it with 3 strikeouts back to back to back. Nip, Alderman, and Sean-Uel, the heart of the order, go down on strikes. But the big train get 2 home on the 1 hit by Matt Thomas. They leave him aboard and take a 2-0 lead to the top of the second as this game is proudly presented by Artis Senior Living of Potomac, your partners in memory care. We'll be back for the top of the second here on Big Train TV. Mark Catula, the designated hitter and cleanup man today for Chris Burset of Alexandria, stepping into the box here. Josh Gross out there for his second inning of work and starts off by pounding one into the zone against Catula.
Nothing short of impressive in his first inning, Josh Gross. A pair of strikeouts and sandwich in between that was an F9. He's looking to just continue his role in this game.
Quick worker there, misses a little bit low, and it's ball 1 to Catula. Is a .319 hitter on the year. He's got some pop in that bat. 4 home runs tied for the lead with Marzlak on Alexandria. 2 behind Alderman and Thomas for the league lead at 6. As he takes a hefty cut through that one, looking for number 5. Have to dig out of a 1-2 count first. 23 hits, 20 runs scored, 7 doubles, 17 RBIs for Catula. Here's the 1-2 from Gross into the windup outside, ball 2.
Tula has been one of the guys they've relied upon a lot this year, batting a clean .319 this season for the Aces as they just continue to hang around in second place in the CRCBL.
Warm night here at Povich, 90 degrees and cloudy. As that one just a bit outside from Josh Gross. And it's a full count on Catula. Gross with the hands high over the face, drops into the belt, into the windup. This one fouled sky high up the right side and well out of play. No chance for Danny Neareye behind the dish.
I love that Neareye wears the hat.
Yeah, under the catch or the goalie helmet, the hockey style helmet. I don't know what the exact term is. But you see that a little bit sometimes with the more traditional two-part masks where they'll still wear a hat, but superstition is king as Catula fouls the second straight pitch over our heads and out of play. 3 balls and 2 strikes still.
Back when he still could catch, I think Joe Mauer wore it or wore a helmet when he was behind home plate. Joe Mauer, by the way, one of the most underrated players ever.
Here's the 3-2 pitch from Gross. Inside, ball 4. There's the first base runner of the day for Alexandria. Catula on base with his 20th walk of the year.
Yeah, I don't know if he actually did wear a hat or not, but he just got to give a quick shout out to Joe Mauer, how good he was of a player.
Always deserving. So not quite 4 home runs on the year for Scott Morgan. Just 3 for the big third baseman for Alexandria tonight. Familiar-looking uniforms to fans of Major League Baseball. First pitch swung on and missed on the off-speed. 0-1.
Yeah, we were told that they were modeled after the New York Yankees, and they actually got permission from the New York Yankees to use the scheme, and these are their old road grays they used to wear that said New York across the front.
Here's the 0-1, and if you look at that logo between innings, as we show you what's coming up next on Big Train TV, you maybe try flipping your phone around, flipping your iPad around, whatever you're watching tonight's stream on, and you can see the Y in the New York Yankees logo. They added a little dash in there to make it an A, and after flipping it upside down, here's the 1-1 from Gross. Check swing, but no call there. Ball 2. I guess, CRCBL baseball, not exactly scared of trademark infringements there, even for a big league club like the Yankees. Gross set out of the stretch for the first time for the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Big cut there from Morgan. And that'll even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
We made a comparison to him to Adam Dunn, and that was a swing that Adam Dunn probably would take on a baseball.
Yeah.
Effortless home run cut, but in that case, a little bit too much effort.
So 2-2 now. Gross checks over off Catula off first, bends one inside. A little too tight, and again, the count is full on Morgan now. 2 for the big train in the bottom of the first. Here in the top of the second, Alexandria looking to answer with their first base run of the day, and the leadoff hitter Catula walking to first. Here's the 3-2 to Morgan. Swung on and missed on the off-speed pitch inside. Strikeout number 3 of the day for Josh Gross. First out here in the top of the second.
And much like Adam Dunn, strike 3.
The third baseman from Elon.
That video that Secret Base did on Adam Dunn is just incredible.
I haven't gotten to that one yet. I'll have to check that out.
Adam
later.
Dunn hated to run.
Yeah. Big Adam Dunn guy. One of my favorite nationals.
Big donkey.
That little peak there he had here in D.C. Ball 1 outside to the 6-hole hitter, Connor Offshack. Had that little adventure at third base in the last half inning, but nothing came of it. Starts off with a 1-0 count. Gross out of the stretch. This one tapped towards Gauthier in short. He'll fire over to second. Martin to first, and not in time. Good reach there from Alderman to snag that. A little high on the relay from Martin, but Offshack able to beat it by a step. So he reaches on the fielder's choice, and there's 2 gone as the lead runner is knocked out.
Dunn's best years obviously came in Cincinnati, but yeah, tough to turn there. It was hit too slowly to the left of Gauthier. He shaded over to grab it, and way to get the lead runner, but I don't think there was really any chance to get Connor Offshack there at first base.
Yeah, took a couple weird skips in that shortstop dirt in front of him, so not really a chance to charge that. First pitch in on the right fielder out of Eastern Michigan. Tyler Hegelson is a called strike. Couple EMU guys. Helgeson, along with Catula. Some power here in the heart of the Alexandria Aces order. 0-1 on him. 2 outs here. Off Shack, off first. And that's ball 1 outside. Helgeson on the year. 143 hitter in his 50th at-bat of the season right here so far. 7 runs and 7 hits. 8 RBIs, 11 walks. A 1-1 count on him as Gross out of the stretch. Check swing. Called strike anyway, says DeAndre Anderson, and it's 1-2.
Anderson been a very consistent umpire. He calls a good game behind the plate.
We've seen him a couple times here at Povich. Seen him work the base paths, I think, down at Silver Spring, Tacoma a couple times. Near setting up inside for the 1-2. Finds the spot, but a little too tight there. And Helgeson didn't go around, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on the right fielder for the Aces tonight. Sun beaming down from right center field. Gross looking to end this inning. Chopped foul off the end of Helgeson's bat, and the count will stay 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dual threat. Helgeson pitches and hits. Bats left, throws right. 6'2", 215, rising junior, Kalamazoo native. Here's the 2-2 outside, and the count is full. Gross working the pitch count here in the top of the second, but still a chance to get out of here painless. Off Shack on first, reaching on the fielder's choice. That gave us the second out of this inning. 3-2 count on Helgeson at the plate. Time called, and we'll reset. So Helgeson waggles that bat behind the dish. Near eye sitting up inside again. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Second of the inning for Josh Gross. 4th of the evening. He strands the 1 Alexandria runner. No hits, no errors. No runs home for the Aces. 2-0 Big Train. Bottom of the second coming up next.
The Big Train is dedicating our 2021 season to all the frontline community.
Trevor Doyle to lead things off for the Big Train. Takes ball 1 on the outside edge there. For the right fielder out of Sacramento State. Get those stingers up, boys and girls. Here's the 1-0. Bends inside on the off speed. 1 ball, 1 strike on Doyle. Up and down season at the plate so far, but lately it's been more up than down. Walk and got to third last night. An RBI the night before. Swings at a good slider there. Breaking all the way inside on Doyle. Half-hearted swing there, and it's 1-2. Nice stuff from Kumi on that pitch. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Fourth straight strikeout now for Ben Kumi. We looked at the stats. You can see he had the stuff. And after a rough start with the first 3 big train batters reaching base, 2 of them coming home to score, Kumi has settled in nicely. 4 straight strikeouts of big train batters, including 3 straight swinging. Bringing up Danny Neareye, the catcher out of Notre Dame.
Just impressive stuff here from Ben Kumi. That's all you can really say about it.
Pops the mitt of Stone there with strike 1. In on Danny. As we said before, 22 strikeouts, just 4 walks for Kumi. Issued 2 to Gauthier and Cone to start things off. But he's bounced back and picked his strikeout to walk ratio right back up. And a chance for 1 more here with a 0-2 count on Neareye. Here's the 0-2. Tapped up the middle. Kelly, the second baseman, coming on. Gloves it down. And fires over to Morgan at first in time. It's the first Alexandria out that comes not via strikeout. And there's 2 gone here in the bottom of the second. Defense for Alexandria looks like this. Scott Morgan at first. Kelly at second. Garrett Farquhar at short. Connor Offshack at third. Schwartz, Zamarzlak, and Helgeson left to right in the outfield. Stone behind the dish, as we've said. And Kumi settling nicely in on the bump. As a little bit of a Soto shuffle there on that take from Christian Martin. Got low and gave a little wiggle. Ball 1. Second pitch from Kumi. Breaking ball high. And it's 2-0. Martin checked in with an RBI the other night. He lost this one way up in the air. Farquhar, the shortstop, going out. Schwartz, the left fielder, coming in. He's got the better angle. Calls him off and takes it himself. 1-2-3, the big train go here in the bottom of the second. We'll pause for a word from our friends at the Dandy Walker Alliance. Top of the third, coming up next.
We have a special birthday boy in the house tonight. Let's all wish
Matt Stone, the Georgetown Hoya of a backstop. Start things off. High fly ball into shallow right center field. Cone coming in from center. Calls off Doyle. One pitch, one out here in the top of the third for Josh Gross, who's moving right along.
Yeah, Josh Gross really shedding all doubt from his first start of the season, coming in and putting up a gem of a start just thus far.
Started out as a bullpen guy after arriving late from Greenville. Both he and Johnson, Riley Johnson that is, active in the regional down there for the ECU Pirates. Starts off with ball one here to Kelly, the 9-hole hitter. Top of the order, and Adam Schwartz due up on deck. This one off the end of the bat, 1-1, fouled into the screen right side. Started out as a bullpen guy for Coach Colangelo. Now trying to extend it a little bit. This one squirts away. Nobody on the base paths. No worry for Near Eye. 2-1 now on Chandler Kelly, the second baseman tonight. He ropes this one right at Gauthier, who snags it out of the air for out number 2.
Love to see the exit velocity on that ball. That one was rocketed right at Austin Gauthier, and he makes the play. None worse for the wear on that either.
Scorcher off the bat there for Kelly. But Gauthier barely had to move an inch for that one. And there's 2 quick outs here for Gross as he works through the top of the order for the second time. Now facing Adam Schwartz. Struck out swinging on 3 pitches to start this game off. Good nearly 40 minutes ago now as Bender catches the inside part of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike on Schwartz. Gross quickly back into the windup. Here's the 1-1. Broken bat up the middle. Gauthier charging, scoops it up, fires off balance in time to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 they go in the top of the third. Due up for the big train. It's the top of the order as well. Gauthier, Cone, and Thomas when we come back on Big Train TV. Tonight's game presented by our good friends at Artis Senior Living, your partner in memory care in Potomac.
To learn more and sign up,
So Gauthier for the second time tonight, leading off things here in the bottom of the third for the big train. Walked, came all the way around to score back in the first, and looking to do more of the same here. So he takes the first pitch a little bit short, bouncer in front of the plate. 1-0 from Kumi. And again, a little bit short there from Ben Kumi, and it's 2-0 on Gauthier. newly minted Maryland Terp. Settles in. Here's the 2-0. Low and outside. 3 balls and no strikes on the dangerous leadoff hitter here for the big train Gauthier. And Tyler looking for a green light here.
Yeah, definitely. Really just trying to tattoo one, but nope, ball 4.
Doesn't get a pitch to hit. And after working a full count walk in his first one, a little less work here. Doesn't need to take the bat off his shoulders. All 4 pitches miss for balls. And so 1 on and nobody out again now for Jack freaking Cone.
He just continues to impress. That's really all about it. I mean, Gauthier continues to get aboard via the free pass and really getting that on-base percentage to skyrocket.
This one inside on Cone, and that's 5 straight balls for Kumi to start off here in the third. Sure, you'll get your A&M reference in a minute.
What's that? Texas A&M?
Want to know? Oh. Yeah, there you go. Kumi back to the stretch now with Gauthier off first. Inside and tight. Count them up, Tyler.
Ball 6. Ball 6.
Stone takes a fresh baseball.
Stone, Cone, and Kumi.
Two and 0 on Cone. Gauthier off first. Morgan holding him on. And a pickoff move back. One of those got Gauthier all the way to second after it skirted off. It looked like his back. Here's some cheers. I guess there's a game going on in the adjacent field. That's strike 1 on the very outside corner. 2-1. First strike of the inning there for Ben Kumi. 2-1, 2-1. 2 runs on 1 hit, 2 errors, 1 runner left on base in the first for the big train. They lead 2-0 here. In the bottom of the third, Cone works it inside. 3 balls, 1 strike, a hitter's count for Jack.
Cone trying to get in the zone here. The Cone zone. Don't want to steal Don Orsello's Crone zone reference, but I mean, it works so well.
We can just borrow it for a little bit. Here's the 3-1. And that catches the outside of the zone.
That zone.
That zone. The other zone. Full count. Both pitchers have found themselves in a couple large counts. 3-2 from the pitcher, Kumi. Grounded towards Morgan at first. Too hot to handle. Cone reaches. And they're safe all around. Gauthier running on the pitch. Down to second. No chance for anything more. Morgan chopped that one down in front of him. That is going to be an error indeed on Scott Morgan, the first baseman. Third of the night.
Got too dangerously close to the Cone zone.
Yeah. Lefty first baseman was coming in trying to backhand that one. Chopper just before the infield dirt. And just couldn't handle it. A little hard, bounced out of his mitt. And no chance on the recovery. As Cone able to beat that one out. First pitch into Thomas. Tight strike, and it's 0-1. First and second here. Still nobody out for Matt Thomas. Not quite the same situation he had before. But looking to do the same. An RBI single. He shows bunt, pulls it back. Stone thought about the back pick on Cone. Called strike 2. 0-2 now on Thomas. Time called. Thomas will take a second, collect himself, slide back into the right-handed batter's box. Bat tucked behind his helmet. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, tapped towards Offshack at third. No chance for 2. He'll fire over to Morgan. 1 gone. Sacrifice ground out there for Matt Thomas as we're going to get another umpires. Oh, no. Change of baseball again. No, not change of baseball. DeAndre Anderson wants Ben Kumi to button up a little bit. 3 or 4 buttons deep on the V-neck there on the traditional jersey for Ben Kumi on the mound. And Anderson wants at least one of them closed, I guess. Satisfied now, gives the baseball back. And he'll settle into the stretch. 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out here for Grant Knipp. Called out on strikes as Kumi will step off.
Sun nearly down.
Nearly. Getting there. Swung on and missed at a ball in the dirt. 0-1 here. 311 hitter this year, Grant Knipp. 6 extra base hits, including 2 big flies. Looking for another one there as he swings through that one, and it's 0-2. 11 RBIs, a chance for a couple more here with Cone on second, Gauthier 90 feet away at third. Cone taps, long look in at the pitcher, Kumi. He kicks, he fires, swung on and missed. Knipp is retired on strikes for the second time tonight. And there's 2 gone now for not quite the baby shark, Grant Knipp, a little bit bigger. More of a great white as he steps in here with an RBI opportunity.
Why did it have to be now?
Had the second RBI of the game last night with a hard hit double in that long 8th inning for the big train. Scorched it straight into the left field corner. Looking for something similar here. Infield playing pretty much straight up. Here's the 1-0 Bender inside. Strike 1. Outfield playing fairly deep. Schwartz in left. A couple steps in front of the track. As this one is grounded towards Farquhar. He can't handle it either. Another one off the glove of an Alexandria Aces infielder. That one rolls to the outfield grass, and 2 runs come home on the E6 as Alderman reaches first safely, and the big train double their lead, 4-0. Both runners coming home to score.
So this is how the big train were getting tattooed last night, was on the defensive miscues, and again, boots it going up the middle. To his right is the shortstop Farquhar. Really just a tough play to make regardless, and he kicked it into the outfield like an old Daniel Murphy play.
A high hop there, couldn't bring it down, and as you said, just booted as this one squirts through the legs of Matt Stone. And Alderman into scoring position here with 2 outs for Sean Ewell.
See what Sean Ewell's up to, back into the lineup tonight after a little bit off. Looking to do it right again.
Haven't seen him in a couple nights. Just looking to get settled in here. That high batting stance, tight on the plate, inside. Breaking ball low. And it's 2-0. So 2 unearned runs in every sense of the word. As Kumi able to induce a potential inning-ending ground out there from Alderman at the plate, but defense again coming up a little bit empty. 2 runs coming home to score. 4-0 big train on just 1 hit. 4 errors now by Alexandria. 3-0 pitch over the plate. First strike 1 on Sean Ewell, the 3rd baseman tonight. I think first time we've seen him this season play anywhere besides first base or designated hitter. Hasn't had much come his way at the hot corner so far. Takes that one tight. It's ball 4, and he'll take his base. 2 on here for Trevor Doyle.
And this is the big train offense we know and love, just the getting guys on base, getting a lot of traffic, and capitalizing on defensive errors, misjudgments. Just 1 hit tonight altogether.
So coming into tonight, Ben Kumi had issued just 4 walks on the season. He's matched that now through 2 2/3 innings. As Sean Ewell walks as the 4th big train runner to reach via the base on balls.
Don't want to make excuses for him, but, could be the heat, could be losing grip on the ball a little bit here. It is pretty sweltering out there.
It really is. You can see the sun shining bright from beyond the outfield trees. Hopefully it'll disappear soon. As Doyle rips this one into right center, that has a chance to get down. It will, bouncing in front of Helgeson. Alderman scores easily from second. All the way to third goes Sean Ewell. It's an RBI base knock for Trevor Doyle, and the big train make it 5.
Big base hit there for Trevor Doyle, who's been searching for that for a couple of nights now. Gets that big RBI out of the way, and a ribeye steak for him.
And Doyle delivers run number 5, third here in the inning, third with 2 outs. And the big train just stretching it out here and looking to give Josh Gross and this pitching staff a little more breathing room as this game goes on.
Josh Gross tonight has been just electric.
Looking to continue that as this game goes on. Good start for him. 4th inning was where the trouble started down in South, or where the trouble continued down in South County, where it really escalated. We'll see what he's got here. That was his first start. Probably go back and check as Neareye whiffs at the first one. He says, go back and check, when his last outing of that length was. Maybe think that perhaps factored into it, a little bit of fatigue, more used to, knows a little bit more of what's expected out of him in these longer outings now. Second consecutive start for number 39 out of East Carolina as Neareye works it to 1-1.
And was joking about it after the game. Walked by us, was like, hey, great start for the kid tonight, huh?
Absolutely. Positive attitude for him. As Neareye takes a breaking ball. A little sarcastic. Okay, yeah, sure. He's got to be probably more careful than any other big train batter as he spends the most time with DeAndre Anderson.
Yeah. I would agree with
There's
that.
The 1-2. Sure, he knows that as well. Runners go. This one a soft ground ball, and the shift will make that unplayable. Trying to go to third is Doyle. He will be tagged out as the third one gone here in the third. But the big train get the 6th run home. Sean Ewell scoring from third before the tag on Trevor Doyle, so that run counts. Offshack, the third baseman, was almost playing on the dirt way towards the third base bag, and a soft ground ball straight up the middle of the left side by Neareye was enough to bring Sean Ewell home. So the big train tack on 4. In the bottom of the third, they take a 6-0 lead to the 4th here on Big Train TV. Swing and a miss by the shortstop Garrett Farquhar. Flew out to Doyle and right. And taps this one foul back into the screen. So quickly 0-2. Josh Gross, he's, I think, probably the best thing for him so far through this start has been how quickly he's been able to get after the Aces batters. Quickly into the windup here, 0-2. Nice looking pitch on the outside edge. Can't get Farquhar to chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And this one down the middle, but just a little bit low below Farquhar's knees. And that's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 good looking pitches there. And Gross now in the windup for the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Tipped into the mid of near eye. And it's the 5th strikeout of the day for Josh Gross. Working now through 3 1/3.
He has really just been pumping tonight. Just got that 1 base runner, or there's, the 2 base runners allowed. 1 base runner allowed, and it was self-inflicted. And that one was quickly changed to another base runner allowed on the fielder's choice. A couple of strikeouts tonight. Really just been working quickly and getting strikes, pounding the zone. Exactly what you want to see out of your starting pitcher.
He's got the K-ball working so far, 1-0 on Bobby Zmarzlak, the center fielder. Late arrival from Maryland. You know what, Tyler? Actually, I'm going to give some research. Aaron, I want you to go look up. Tell me if Zmarzlak faced off against East Carolina down the Greenville Regional. The Terps played down there. Maybe he faced Josh Gross. This one tight, and it's 3-1 on Zmarzlak out of Maryland. Be curious to know that. Of course, 2 guys that have represented their schools at fine levels, as this one is hit sky high down the right field line. All 3 big train batters giving chase. Doyle with a little wall climb there. Got all the way over the fence.
That's not a short wall either.
No, it's not. That's a good 10 feet there.
So that leads me to believe that he could rob a home run.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. As this one is inside for ball 4.
That fence about, I want to say, 9 or 10 feet high, potentially.
Yeah, it's about 10, I think. So, second walk of the day issued by Josh Gross on the mound. We see some light stretching going on in the beehive down the left field line, the big train bullpen. Bringing up Mark Catula, who was issued the other walk. He digs that back foot in aggressively into the right-handed batter's box. And sets up here to take the first pitch from Gross out of the stretch. Off speed, a little bit low. Ball 1. Catula caught up in the double play, or the attempted double play. The fielder's choice off the bat of Offshack, who's in the hole right now. Morgan on deck. This one in there, called strike 1.
Tremendous frame there by Danny Nearai, too.
Start a little bit outside, and you're able to bring a little bit back in.
Snatched it.
Couple of very good defensive catchers on this big train squad. Hatfield has really come into his own of late. Nearai sets up outside for the 1-1. Gross with a long look in. Time called by the batter, Catula.
We haven't seen Nip in that role in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's been busy working down at first base for the last couple games. Seen a rotating crew of first basemen. Here's the 1-1 now outside with the curveball. 2-1. Good slide there from Nearai, as long as we're on the topic of defensive catchers. His pants pretty white for now. We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, that's not going to last us very long in this game.
Gross fires the 2-1. Fouled off way to the right.
Heads up, Patrick.
Count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Surprised we didn't get any of the backyard baseball sound effects there.
Well, Robert's not the DJ tonight, so unfortunately, we'll have to wait a little bit for that.
2-2 to Catula. One out here. Zmarzlak off first. Swing, broken bat chopper straight to Sean Ewell, who fires over not in time, and it squirts away from Martin in coverage. Zmarzlak was off quickly there, and he just flat out beat the throw.
And I'm not sure why that's called a hit there. That was a fielder's choice.
Well, yeah, I think they're just saying it's not an error.
Yeah. But that shouldn't have been called a hit because he decided to throw to second base and didn't. But, not a really
yeah,
smart.
That's a good point. I guess we can raise that objection in the middle inning, but
Not a really smart decision to throw to second either. Fred Nolan and Sean Ewell. He's not playing at third base normally though, so I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt there. So a single, I guess. I don't know.
so Zmarzlak safe at second. Cotula reaches first on what should be a fielder's choice, as you said. You are right about that. Not an error on Sean Ewell either, though.
No.
2-0 quickly to Scott Morgan. He struck out swinging, along with 4 other teammates so far. Gross looking to work his way out of this one with a 6-run lead in tow. Here's the 2-0. Swung on, flied straight over the glove of Gauthier. Good leaping try. Zmarzlak had to hold play at third, and not in time. Would have been a force. Cone able to get it in quickly. Really great leaping effort from the shortstop Gauthier there, but not enough as they're safe all around. Bases loaded, 1 out here for Connor Offshack at the plate.
Love a nice ground ball here if you're Josh Gross. That actually is fielded correctly. And we'll have to see what goes on here.
Yeah, that first ground ball was kind of wacky. Sounded like he broke the bat way towards the third base line. Zmarzlak, speedy, held in check. Thought Gauthier maybe snagged that one, or Cone behind him would have been able to come in and grab it. Cone was able to play some nice backup defense there and get the ball down to Sean Ewell at third in quick for what would have been a forced play on Zmarzlak. Instead, he reaches third safely. Runners on every square base as this one is sent way up to the right side and well out of play. Good piece of hitting there from Scott Morgan.
Yeah, very well. He placed it exactly where it needed to be, just out of the reach of Gauthier into the outfield.
So here's a 1-1 to Offshack, and that's off the plate for ball 2. Checking over on the runner at third, now delivers the 2-1. And this one again fouled way over our heads. Lost a lot of baseballs, I feel, through 3 1/3 here so far. DeAndre Anderson's had to go to that pouch a few times.
Yeah.
Offshack, 6'1", 187, rising sophomore at Elon. Collegeville, PA native. Here's the 2-2. Called strike 3. That's out number 2. Fastball straight over the middle of the dish. And he's retired, looking for the second out of this one. Tyler Helgeson will look to do something a little bit different.
Yeah, Helgeson struck out his first time up, really just trying to change that here, change his path in this game. Guy out of Eastern Michigan.
6 strikeout victims so far, but none have struck out twice yet. Gross looking to change that here with 2 gone. Bases loaded in the top of the 4th. Looking to hold that 0 on the scoreboard. 6-0 Big Train. And Helgeson looking to break it open. Gross out of the stretch, hand set at the belt. Fouled back into the screen behind home plate. 1-1. Just past 8 o'clock here at Povich Field. Sun dropping a little bit below those outfield trees. Some cloud cover as well helping out. Here's the 1-1. hit high in the air, left side of the infield. Gauthier coming out, calling off Thomas from left, but Thomas with the better angle, he calls off Gauthier and settles under it for out number 3. So Big Train load him up and strand 1, 2, 3 base runners for Alexandria. Josh Gross hangs his 4th consecutive 0. It's a 6-0 Big Train lead. Middle of the 4th here on Big Train TV, presented by Artis Senior Living in Potomac, your partners in memory care. Rising freshman at Virginia Tech in the fall to come, Christian Martin will lead things off here for the Train. In the bottom of the 4th, a 6-run advantage. 2 in the 1st, 4 in the 3rd. And Martin, as the 9-hole hitter, looking to add as he takes that one a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Took the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. DeAndre Anderson at home plate. Epperson at first. Jerry Park at third. It's turning into a nice night for baseball here as the sun settles and the humidity drops a little bit. Of course, we're under more of a cover, but sure, it's
Still pretty.
plenty pleasant out there in the Povich Field grandstands. Here's the 2-1 to Martin. Breaking ball on the outside edge. It's ball 3. And that one misses again. And so now Ben Kumi has surpassed his season total in walks. And that will be it. Chris Bursett signaling to the bullpen. And after 2 times through the order, Ben Kumi won't get a third as Bursett and the Aces head to the bullpen.
Yeah, and a nice little piece of hitting there from Christian Martin, who's just impressed me. I mean, as a guy that's going into your freshman year in college, really just impressive how he's just handling the pitching here in this league.
Tyler, who is the guy with the rolled-up sleeves on Alexandria? Because that seems to be our pitcher again here.
Oh, is that Glencher? No, it's not Glencher, is it? I'll take a look at it. Just
Trying
a
to get
second.
the number, but he's facing the wrong way, of course. No front numbers here on the road grades for
Was that
Alexandria.
Tuma? Is that Lucas Tuma?
Maybe. 30-something, I want to say. 31.
31 is Mr. Quinlan Montgomery.
Yeah.
That's a great name.
Yeah,
he
we
pitched.
saw
He
him.
pitched down in Alexandria, I believe it was.
Yeah. That sounds right. I think we remarked on the rolled-up shirt sleeves then. You can see the little
I love
blue
the style.
undershirt peeking out. Yeah. He has to fix them
Distinct.
between each pitch. Because as he pitches, they kind of untuck. And so when he comes set again, he has to roll him straight back up. July 13th, the date. And on this day in Big Train history, in 2017, Big Train took down this very team, the Alexandria Aces, in a 15-inning thriller, ranked last year as the 4th greatest game in Big Train history. With the Aces holding a 1-game lead over the Big Train in the standings, a critical game for both sides late in the regular season, and it went long. Bethesda struck first in the bottom of the first. 3 runs off of 5 hits. Kevin Milam out of St. Mary's. Luke Hayer out of Kentucky with a couple of those 5 hits. Aces roaring back to tie it at 3 in the third. Each team scored 1 more, sent the game to extras, deadlocked at 4-4, and it remained that way all the way to the 15th. Aces took a 5-4 lead in the top of the 15th, but the Big Train never quit, fought back as they were down to their final strike in the bottom of the 15th. They loaded the bases, and a bases-loading walk forced in the tying run. James Outman out of Sacramento State drove home the winning run with a single and a 6-5 victory as the Big Train would then push on for a second straight league title, undefeated after that to close out the regular season back in 2017. And they'll look for a slightly shorter victory over the Aces here tonight as Gauthier steps in for the 3rd time now. 2 bases on balls on his ledger this evening, and it starts off with the 5th consecutive ball from a new pitcher this time. That one squirts away. Martin heading to the second throw from Stone in time. And Kelly, the second baseman, able to hold on to it. And it's a 2-4 gun down from Stone behind the dish. 1 out here in the 4th.
I respect going on that one, though, for Christian Martin. Really just trying to – it didn't squirt away too far, but just enough where maybe you think he could get a chance to get down to second. But unfortunately for Martin, he was toast.
Really nice throw and a really nice location from Stone. As this one works inside. And over the last 2 at-bats now for Gauthier, he's seen 7 straight balls from Aces pitching. 3-0 here now with 1 out after Martin caught stealing. And this one crackles a little high, and it's 2 straight 4-pitch walks for Austin Gauthier. And he can work them. He's up to 26 on the season now.
Just a phenomenal eye at the plate, and we keep saying it, but, I mean, he's been just great at the plate this year with that eye.
And I completely undersold him. He's up to 28, pardon me. Sorry about that for those keeping track at home. He'll get a pick-off attempt from new pitcher. Quinlan Montgomery. Got a compact set, bends one in a little bit low on Jack Cohn. And that's 5 in a row now. A couple more if you go all the way back to Kumi on Martin. Here's the 1-0. And that's in there on the inside edge. Strike 1. Cohn checks his swing, ready to take the 1-1 from Montgomery out of the stretch. Instead, he'll pivot over with the righty move, firing back to check on Gauthier at first. Montgomery on the year, 5 appearances and 1 start, 6 1/3 innings, a 9.94 ERA. As that one runs tight on Cohn, ball 2. 7 hits allowed, 9 runs, 7 of them earned, 8 strikeouts to 6 walks, an 0-1 record for Montgomery. The 6'4" sophomore out of Stony Brook, Arlington native, playing a little bit south down in Alexandria. As that one finds the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Cohn, who's 0 for 1 with 2 runs scored. Try to figure that one out. Montgomery gets the set. Gauthier going. Breaking ball misses, and another great throw from Stone is in time. Second straight caught stealing this inning. And there's 2 gone with a 3-2 count now on Jack Cohn.
How about a couple of putouts for the man, the myth, the legend, Matt Stone. Not Matt Stone, the only guy to dethrone Joey Chestnut in the hot dog eating competition over the last several years.
I don't think we've seen 2 caught stealings by a catcher on either side this year in a single frame.
Oh, absolutely.
Very impressive work behind the dish there. 2 perfectly seated throws. Cohn reaching at the 3-2, tapping his foul, going way up to stay alive on that one. And he'll reset to do it again. Base paths clear ahead of him for the first time tonight. Big Train unable to take advantage of 2 walks here in the 4th as both runners now caught stealing by Stone behind the plate. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and tap foul. Here's the 3-2 now to Cohn. Hit high in the air, left side. Off Shack, the third baseman coming over. The shortstop Farquhar as well, and he'll take it in foul territory a couple steps before the bullpen fence. Looks like we'll have a pitching change for the Big Train when we come back here on Big Train TV, presented by Artis Senior Living. So after 4 very strong innings, Josh Gross's day is done. 4 flat innings pitched, just 2 hits allowed, 6 strikeouts and 2 walks, and hung plenty of zeros on the board in the Alexandria column. And he'll hand the ball over to Ryan Doherty out of Long Beach State. Starts with a ball high to Matt Stone. He of the defensive performance of nearly a lifetime behind the plate in the last inning. 1-1 now. 2 caught stealings. Somewhere in the region of 10 this year. He's credited for 10 assists. May have had one on a couple wacky double plays, but I believe those are mostly caught stealings. 2-1 now on him. Doherty on the air, 6 appearances, 6 1/3 innings of work. Gets a nice swing and miss on the breaking ball inside. 2-2 now. 6 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them earned. 8 strikeouts to 6 walks, and a 1-0 record for Doherty. at a 4.26 ERA as well. Into the windup here. And this one tipped into Danny Nearey's mitt. And it's strikeout number 1 on the day for Doherty.
Doherty, a strikeout artist coming out of the bullpen. And I'm not sure how many innings, maybe just one, and then we'll turn it over to Robinson for a couple, and then Rons, and then Mets. That's really how it'll probably go in this game, barring a big lead for the big train.
Barring anything unforeseen, that is the plan listed on the lineup card given to us. As this one pops a little bit high for ball 1. Doherty, a makeshift designated hitter with a short bench early in the season, but has really settled back into his bullpen role rather nicely.
And the fact that he got a couple hits just shows that there was really no wrong option for him.
Guy can do it all.
Even though it was a struggle to start things off.
Here's the 1-0 to 9-hole hitter Chandler Kelly with 1 gone here in the top of the 5th. That misses as well. It's 2-0 now. And this one outside, and that is ball 4. Had the count wrong. My apologies. And the lead or 1-out runner on here for the top of the order, UMBC Golden Retriever Adam Schwartz, left fielder. Doherty into the stretch now. Fires first pitch over, fouled off by Schwartz. Listed as a pitcher, 6'2", 205", rising junior for the Retrievers. Here's the 0-1 from Doherty. Inside, grounded towards Gauthier at short, no chance for 2. He'll take it to first in time, and there's 2 gone. Over to second on the sacrifice goes Chandler Kelly. And Doherty will look to strand him back in scoring position. 3 left to board for Alexandria in the 4th. Looking to avoid a similar fate here. They've left 4 on base now. Offshack was left on. Back in the 2nd. Garrett Farquhar takes a hefty cut through that one. 0-1.
Farquhar, I think he was named CRCBL Offensive Player of the Week recently, if I'm not mistaken.
This one grounded straight back to Gauthier. A couple interesting hops. He'll take it and quickly fire it over. Back-to-back 6-3 putouts. And Ryan Doherty puts up a clean inning. Allows just the 1 base runner and leaves him at the second base. It's 6-0 Big Train, middle of the 5th here at Povich Field. Tonight's game, again, sponsored by Artis Senior Living in Potomac, your partner in memory care. And if you are able to come out and join us here at Povich Field this summer, make sure to check out Catalyst Hot Dogs, opened in the winter of 2020, located just behind the third base grandstand here at Shirley Povich Field. Specializing in New Jersey-style hot dogs, Catalyst is inspired by the classic Jersey joints that owner and operator Chris Van Jork grew up enjoying. Featuring Rosita Farms, old beef dry-aged dogs, as well as vegan dogs, Catalyst is also available for all your events needs and can be found on all social media platforms under the handle at Catalyst Hot Dogs. That's CATALYST Hot Dogs. Contact them at info@catalysthotdogs.com. Catalyst Hot Dogs, one all the way. As that one bends in for strike one. 1-1 now the count on Matt Thomas, left fielder tonight out of the College of William and Mary. Been a utility guy this season, plays all around for Sal Colangelo's Big Train, works a 2-1 count here. RBI single in the first, sacrifice ground out to third in the third. And comes to base with empty base paths in front of him here, also for the first time. Swinging through that one to even the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's a 2-2 from Quinlan Montgomery. Bouncer in the dirt, scooped up by Stone. He'll tag out Matt Thomas. And there's one gone here in the bottom of the 5th.
Really just been pretty silenced after that 4-run inning. Big Train just trying to figure out what's going along here.
Grant Knipp looking to get things going with the bat. Couple game hitting streak for him. Had a very timely RBI single last night. He's been working it with the lumber as that one runs inside, catches his shoulder, and he wears the first one he sees off the sleeve and reaches base here with 1 out for Kemp Alderman.
First baseman from Ole Miss, number 33, Kemp Alderman.
Those hands going. We're up to Daddy Shark already. And Alderman looking for something here with a runner on and 1 out. 0 for 2 today, reached and scored on an error in the third. Struck out swinging in the first. And like Knipp, we get things going a little bit more with the bat here and a good opportunity to do so against Quinlan Montgomery. Out of the stretch here for Alexandria. And he drives one to left field. That one's got a chance. Don't even move. Zmarzlak, that thing is gone. A Mississippi mash for Kemp Alderman. And the Big Train make it 8 here in the bottom of the 5th.
How about a Mississippi missile for the one and only Mississippi Masher? For Kemp Alderman, an absolute smoke near that scoreboard in left center field. And he continues to mash at the dish. Big Train extend their lead to 8.
A long line drive straight over the middle of the center field fence. Just casually hitting it to one of the deepest parts of this ballpark. And he makes it 7 big flies on the year to retake the CRCBL lead.
I think it's a lead that he really, really wants to have, but all of them have been bombs.
Nolan Shawnuel takes that one outside, ball 1. And Alderman, just that easy swing, just looks so casual, but absolutely torched. Just to the right of the center field fence. Zmarzlak took one look at it, decided not to take any more as that thing disappeared into the forest. Gone forever. Here's the 1-1 to Shawnuel. Inside, skips away from Stone. And it'll be a exciting ball 2 there. First 2-run home run we've seen in a while. Seen a lot of 3 runs, mostly by way of Kemp. Seen a couple grand slams now, also one by way of Kemp. As Shawnuel chops this one past the first baseman, Scott Morgan. That's going to roll into the outfield grass. A hard-hit baseball and an error. The second of the night for Morgan.
Very tough defensive effort there for Morgan. You know, boots again, and it's just been the boots that have been stomping all over the Aces tonight.
Number 27, Trevor Doyle.
Feeling like they're going to be taking a lot of infield practice before tomorrow's doubleheader down in Alexandria.
Big Train move, I believe. If they win this game, dramatic numbers down to 1.
Aces 6.5 games back in second place. So that one misses on Doyle. 1-0.
I'll have to calculate that.
Coming in at 15-11. The Big Train at 22-6, 12-3 here at Povich Field. They've split their losses now after dropping last night's decision to Silver Spring Tacoma. Good breaking ball there from Montgomery, and it's 1-1. So Nip reaches on the hit by pitch. First pitch he saw from Montgomery. Comes all the way to score for the first time tonight on Alderman's big fly over the center field fence. 8-0 Big Train here. This one squirts away inside. And an excellent block by Matt Stone.
Yeah, he's been pretty good at catcher this year. I mean, that's the book on him there, and he continues to prove his case.
Here's the 2-1 outside for ball 3 on Trevor Doyle. He delivered an RBI single to the right side of the outfield, just dropping it in front of Helgeson.
So yes,
His
magic
previous
number
trip to the bat.
Magic number still 3 for the Big Train.
It was 3 last night. Back to 3 despite Alexandria jumping Gaithersburg into second place. And with 3 games against the Aces, a good opportunity for the Big Train to cement their spot in the CRCBL playoffs coming up at the end of next week. And there's 2 aboard here with 1 gone. 4th straight base runner to reach as Doyle works the 5-pitch walk. First and second here for Danny Neareye.
The magic number time of the year is always the best time of the year.
If you say so.
You don't think so, Ben?
This one chops straight to Farquhar, the second baseman, to Kelly for 1. In time to Morgan for 2. And the inning is over. Just like that, Big Train tack on 2 more, but are silenced before they can add anything else. They leave 1 aboard on a couple hits here in the 5th and take an 8-0 lead to the top of the 6th coming up next. Bobby Zmarzlak ropes the first pitch he sees from Ryan Doherty into left center field and able to slide in just before the relay throw in from Matt Thomas out there in front of the scoreboard. And he's on with a leadoff double here in the top of the 6th. Loudest piece of contact we've heard all night for Alexandria.
Yeah, and a good piece of hitting once again for Zmarzlak. Gets to second on that. Roped it into the outfield. A good pickup for him.
Just above again the outstretched arm of shortstop Austin Gauthier. Zmarzlak on base for the second time tonight. Got all the way to third after drawing a walk off Josh Gross in the fourth. Of course, as there still are zeros out on the scoreboard, did not come home to score. Maybe looking to change things up here for Alexandria offensively. This one hit high in the air and over our heads, out of play towards the parking lot. A couple of oohs and ahs from the crowd down on the concourse. I think that one might have caught a car from the reaction. And that's a swing and a miss from Mark Catula. And it's 1-2 now off the arm of Doherty. Neri gets relayed the signs from Colangelo in the dugout. Hall of Fame manager, well past 500 wins now. Reached that milestone earlier this season. Doherty set, checks back on the runner, bounces this one. Neri picks it up, chance to get Zmarzlak instead. Sails it a little far towards second base. Good play there by Sean Ewell to stop it into the outfield before it got to the outfield. And Zmarzlak slides in safely 90 feet away for the second time tonight now with nobody out here in the sixth.
First chance at a run, really, here for Alexandria, and we'll see if they can cash in.
Leadoff double from Bobby Z. Starting to threaten here. 3-2 from Doherty on Catula. Walked and singled, 1-for-1. Neri setting up slightly outside, and this one misses high. Doherty can't find the spot, and runners on the corners here, nobody gone.
And they might need to go out and talk to Ryan Doherty here, who just has allowed 2 base runners after a pretty crisp last inning.
And you are indeed correct. We'll see Craig Lopez, pitching coach, go out there. Neri going to help talk things through with his pitcher. So Scott Morgan will come to the bat next. He's 1-for-2 with a strikeout swinging and a nicely hit single, the first one over a leaping Austin Gauthier tonight. What are you expecting to see from Doherty coming out of this mound visit?
We've seen him miss a bit with his pitches here and maybe not locate correctly. I'm looking for a more precise location, maybe trying to mitigate some of the damage that he's already inflicted this inning. He's got runners on the corner, so the double play is in order. And you can sacrifice a run here on a ground ball. And that's really what I think they're looking forward to.
You've got an 8-run pad. Double play in order with Catula off first.
And especially with Morgan up to the plate. Guy that doesn't run too quick.
Not the speediest guy. No disrespect intended. This one inside, but a good location on the off-speed pitch, and it's 0-1.
And to me, he doesn't seem like a guy that would want to hit the ball on the ground. He seems like a guy that goes in the air quite a bit, and we've seen that.
Looking for a little bit more launch angle, perhaps. Here's the 0-1 high towards the eyeballs of Morgan. Doherty, a big train in CRCBL and general veteran. Mission Viejo native. Here's the 1-1. Morgan swings and misses. And it's 1-2 again, going back to that breaking ball on the inside edge. Good location there from Doherty. We'll see what he does here. A little bit of wiggle room. Be a big strikeout.
Yeah,
here with runners on the corners, nobody out.
I think he'll take that as well. I think a strikeout and then maybe a ground ball from the next batter for Offshack, because he has grounded one today. So
this one misses just a little bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 from Doherty, fouled into the left side screen. Count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zamarzlak off of third after the double to lead things off. Catula off first via the walk. Here's the 2-2 from Doherty outside, and the count is full. Trying to avoid loading the bases for Alexandria for the second time tonight and get at least one out here to start the top of the sixth. 8-0 Big Train. Doherty kicks, fires, swung on and missed. Morgan retired via the swinging strikeout for the second time tonight. And now there's one gone for Connor Offshack.
Those guys got to be annoyed with another one bites the dust tonight. If they struck out, I believe it's now 8 times, 9 times.
I believe 8 times by my count. I could be wrong. No, I think that's right. A couple of 6-3s in the fifth. This one hits sky high towards the middle of the infield. Martin and Gauthier both tracking it. It's to Martin's side of second base. He'll settle under it, and very quickly, a little bit out of a trouble here. Not quite yet. Still work to do. But a good start to getting out of it. After runners on the corners with nobody outs now. Same position. Still no runs home here in the sixth. And there's 2 gone for Tyler Helgeson.
Almost works as well as a double play in this scenario. Strikeout and a pop out.
I mean, it's, back-to-back quick outs.
Right.
I mean, not as quick. The second one was quick. First pitch in there. And Doherty's got the location working again. You can hand it off to your bullpen at this point. You got to be pretty happy with how this game's gone so far. Doherty, a little bit more work to do here in the sixth. That one bounces away a little bit outside with the breaker. 1-1. Beautiful night for baseball here at Povich Field. And this one lashed into right field, but well foul. I don't mean loud, maybe a little bit of a broken bat there. Slight splinter of the lumber for Tyler Helgeson.
Yeah, really kissed that one down the right field side, but unfortunately, the kiss was not where he wanted it to be.
The kiss of death for the baseball bat. 1-2. Lefty Doherty steps off the rubber. Ball behind his hand, looking over at Catula off first. Gets the sign from near eye, set hands at the belt, kicks, fires, tapped, foul. Much softer contact on that one off the new bat of Helgeson. Count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. 8-0 Big Train. 2 outs here in the top of the sixth. Doherty looking to hang another 0. Here's the 1-2 outside. Count is even. Doherty set from the belt. Gets the sign, checks on the runner. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Ball in the dirt. And Neareye will make sure DeAndre Anderson wants to see a throw. He does. Fires down to Alderman, and the side is retired. A little more sweat on the brow of Ryan Doherty, but he hangs another 0 regardless. 6 consecutive scoreless innings from the Big Train's pitching staff. And now it's time for the offense to add some more. Martin, then the top of the order, Gauthier and Cone, due up in the bottom of the sixth. Coming up next here on Big Train TV, presented by Artis Senior Living of Potomac, your partner in memory care. New pitcher here for Alexandria to face off Christian Martin. It's Miller Freeman out of Georgetown.
Not Morgan Freeman.
Not Morgan Freeman, not
Freddie.
Freddie. There's got to be somebody by the name of Miller that I'm thinking of. This one chopped foul up the third base line. Nice backhanded grab by Offshack, but it doesn't count. 0-1 on Martin. Freeman's been a dependable arm for Chris Bursitt and Alexandria. 3 appearances, 3 2/3 innings of work. 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, nothing else in his ledger. This one scorched past the diving shortstop Farquhar. The first hit allowed this season by Miller Freeman. And Martin leads off with a base knock here in the bottom of the 6th.
Finally solved Miller time, did Christian Martin. He goes out there and sends one to the left side, just past the glove of Garrett Farquhar, and that's a way to break up an offer.
Absolutely. Martin on base to lead off here for the top of the order now, and Gauthier with Cone on deck. Gauthier looking for something besides a walk. He's 0 for 0 today with 3 walks, 1 caught stealing on his.
And we'll see how Coach Sal attacks 7 and 8 with his pitchers. Because we don't know Ryan Metz will probably come in at some point.
And 7, 8, 9 really at the end of the day. Little sidearm motion there or delivery from Freeman. This one's scorched foul. It'll be 1-1. Gauthier rocketing that on-base percentage already over 400. Got to be leaning towards 450 at this point. Long set from Freeman. Here's the 1-1. I mean, incredible action on that breaking ball. First it broke left to right, then it broke a little down. It's got that not little lower than 3/4.
Maybe sort of in his element
Just
here.
above sidearm. Here's the
Georgetown.
1-2. And that one inside, beautiful pitch from Miller Freeman, and Gauthier is retired for the first time tonight.
And in his element here certainly is Miller Freeman, Georgetown University native, guy that plays here, and is a senior, so he has played here in the past.
So Martin still on first. We'll see how the arm angle of Freeman affects the lefty Cone any differently than it did the righty Gauthier. Here's the first pitch to Cone inside, but he's swinging, tapping a foul behind the plate. 0-1.
The late addition of Cone quite possibly was one of the best they had this season.
Absolutely. This one outside, 1-1. Cone's also walked and scored twice. Walked once and scored twice. I should be a little more specific there. Here's the 1-1. He drives this one into right field. That's going to get right into the glove of Helgeson. Hard hit baseball by Jack Cone. But Helgeson didn't have much to do there. Right at him to run in a little bit. But no chance for that one to drop for a base hit. So 2 gone here. Now for Matt Thomas. 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI to add to his total. First pitch inside with that beautiful breaking ball. It's 0-1. It's just got such marvelous action from that sidearm motion coming all the way in and then just dropping out a little bit. Almost like a
splitter.
Yeah, I guess. This one reaching down the right field line. That's going to get in. Dropping right inside the first base foul line, and Matt Thomas is aboard with another base hit there. just reaching on a pitch a little bit outside off the end of the barrel, going the other way, and dropping it just inside fair territory. 2 aboard here with 2 gone for Grant Knipp.
And to Matt Thomas's future grandchildren, that's going to be a rocket to the right side. But instead,
Yeah.
he just a little
Cue shot.
Yeah, a little cue shot up the first base side that fell in.
I know what you're thinking. We've been around each other enough by this point to know finish each other's.
Sandwiches.
You don't like enough on your sandwich. I'm a little bit more complex.
That is true. Okay,
Which I respect. I respect the just simple, turkey and whatever. Sometimes you need a little bit more oomph.
I did just add the lettuce to it, though.
Yeah.
So if that helps. I would always just get turkey and cheese, but the lettuce is a recent addition because the lettuce at Wawa is very good. The shredded lettuce they have at Wawa is very good on a sandwich.
Wawa has started to move more into this area. There's been a couple popping up around D.C.
By far.
Get more sheets towards
Yeah.
where I've spent the considerable
Same
part
here.
of my time. Martin off second.
But vastly superior hoagies at Wawa.
Yes. So I've heard.
I mean, the
Sheets more of like the fried food.
Yeah.
Kinda
Oh, yeah. Their apps are
late
just
night.
unmatched. But I mean, the hoagies at Wawa are just incredible, and the Sizzlies are good at Wawa too.
Want to know to Nip inside back pick, possibly coming from Stone. Instead, just Thomas scrambling back to first base. 2 aggressive base runners here, and Martin off second and Thomas off first. Thomas with a little bit sneakier speed. Martin's shown it off a couple times. Freeman checks back on him. Now strides home on the 1-1 outside in the dirt. And it's 2-1 on Grant Knipp. Nip reached and scored on the hit by pitch. And he works a 3-1 count here. Looking for something to hit for the first time tonight. Could drive one into the gap. Maybe score Martin from second here. But just trying to stay patient and look for something here off the funky arm of Miller Freeman. 3-1. Nip steps out as Freeman comes set. Here's the 3-1. Nip drives this one into the left center gap. That's going to get down and roll all the way to the scoreboard. Martin scoring from second. He'll have to come in a little bit slowly. Thomas driving home. It's a bases clearing stand-up 2 RBI double for Grant Nip. Make it 10 on the night for the Big Train as they lead by a decade.
The decade of excellence for the Big Train right there. 10 runs after really being held in check last night. Just a tremendous response as they move closer to claiming the division title.
And lots of clapping as baby Shark, mommy Shark, daddy Shark, and grandpa Shark all check in here with Alderman stepping to the box. He's got the loudest hit of the night with the 2-run bomb to center field in his last at-bat. And looking to extend this lead further. A little bit of 2-out action. He drives this one to left center field. Don't even look. That one's off the wall. Right to the same spot on the first pitch he sees. Back-to-back doubles for Nip and Alderman. It's 11-0 Big Train. That one nearly out again.
Ben, I have to say, Kemp Alderman is your biggest tease all season long. Nearly
I'm not
another.
even mad.
No, nearly another home run for Kemp Alderman there. I mean, last night I thought that hit by Palmero was a home run off the bat, but that really tall fence really swallows up some well-struck baseballs. Otherwise, it would have gone over in the right or center or left fields. But Big Train have now reached the witching run.
Another old missile from Alderman. And he's in scoring position here. Make it 3 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. They've started to tattoo Miller Freeman. 11 runs on 9 hits now for the Big Train. And Nolan Shanuel looking to keep things flowing here in the 6th.
Flolin Shanuel.
One for 2. Scored on a walk in the 3rd. Reached on the base hit in the 5th. Looking for another one of those here. Potential RBI opportunity with Big Kemp out there ready to motor on home from second base.
Is he up to 40 RBIs now?
2-1. He's got he's got 3 tonight. Came in with 37. Yep, 40 flat.
How about that?
It's been an impressive year bringing in runs for Kemp Alderman. And that one is outside. Ball 4. Shanuel works another walk. And there's 2 on now for Trevor Doyle.
See what Doyle can do. He's reached base a few times tonight, so we'll have to see how it goes. Probably not close. Probably not quite close to the all-time record for the big train of most
Hunter
ribeye
Renfroe
steaks.
with 53.
Yeah, he'll have to hit a couple of more home runs maybe to get to that.
Renfroe had himself quite a year in 2012. Set the big train record for runs scored, home runs, and RBIs, along with total bases and slugging percentage.
Yeah, that's
in 2012. And there's a reason that number 11 hangs out there on the right field fence. Out of Mississippi State. Another Bulldog, Big Train alum to the draft the other night. A couple more Big Train players selected in the last day. Kobe Cato out of the University of Arizona, went to Houston. Oh, 1 on Doyle. Now 1-1. Of course, talking about Tanner Allen before. He went to the Marlins in the 4th round. Chase Lee, another dominant pitcher out of Alabama for the Big Train a few years back.
We could
Went
see
to
Chase
the Rangers
Lee.
in the 6th.
We could definitely see Chase Lee in that bullpen soon for the Rangers. Not this year. Maybe in a couple.
Here's the 1-2 to Doyle with 2 on and 2 out here in the 6th. That drops in low for ball 2. Big Train can make this an early nightcap with a couple more runs here in the 6th and another 0 in the 7th. That one bends just outside. Doyle works the count full. Here with 2 outs. Alderman on second. Shanuel after the walk on first. Doyle at the plate. 1 RBI already tonight. And looking for maybe one more here. That high stance from the left-handed side. Freeman delivers. 3-2. Grounded up the middle. This is going to be scooped up by Farquhar and fired over out of the glove of Morgan. Alderman scores from second. 12-0 Big Train on the fielding error by the first baseman, Scott Morgan, his 3rd of the night. Doyle reaches safely. Shanuel to second safely. And still 2 on, 2 out. Make it 4 now in the bottom of the 6th.
Wow. Just a very poor fielding effort there from Scott Morgan. Bounced out of his glove. Really didn't look like it was too tough to handle for him. Maybe just flubbed it. And that's really what happens sometimes. That's going to go down as an error.
A little bit of a low throw from Farquhar moving to his left up the middle. And Neareye drives this one straight to Kelly. He bobbles it. He fires it over. This time Morgan able to vacuum it up, extending into the dirt. But not before the Big Train bring home another 4. Close to the run rule here, 3 outs to go. And they lead 12-0 here at Povich Field.
You all having fun here at the ballpark tonight?
One in 10,000 children are born with a brain malformation known as Dandy-Walker syndrome. Dandy-Walker can cause enlargement of the skull, lack of muscle control, and other developmental challenges. More research is needed, but we do know that early therapy helps many live healthier, fuller lives. 1 in 10,000 may not seem like a lot unless your child is the one. Learn more, find help, and help others. Visit dandy-walker.org. One in 10,000 children.
So for his third inning of work, looking to make this a game over. It's Ryan Doherty entering back to the mound to Hell's Bells by AC/DC.
The perfect song to put in any late game situation when the game is almost over.
Can't disagree with you there. This one rocketed over our heads. Towering fly ball. Heads up. Windshields beware. 1-1 here. This one hit high in the air again. Stone under a second consecutive foul ball. Neareye trying to give chase. 1-2 now on the catcher out of Georgetown. Doherty with a couple of strikeouts in the last frame. Looking for more of the same here, as it's been for the Big Train pitching staff. Here's the 1-2. Fired. Good breaking ball. A little bit high. 2-2.
What a response this has been from last night. I mean, last night they really were held off the board for most of it and also silenced by an umpire.
And swung on and missed by Matt Stone. He goes to 0 for 3 with his second straight swing and strikeout. And there's one gone here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, Lefty Doherty has just been in command here in his 3 innings of work. Ran into some trouble last one, but really weaved out of it.
Responded to it beautifully, as both, I guess I should say, of the Big Train pitchers have. Through 6 1/3 now. I mean, we saw Gross work the bases loaded in the 4th, respond with a great-looking strikeout, and then producing a pop-out from Helgeson, who has ended 2 straight scoring threats in the 4th and the 6th for the Alexandria offense. 1-1 here on the 9-hole hitter, Chandler Kelly. And he looks at strike 2, beautifully in there. Kelly walked in the 5th. Doherty into the windup. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Squirts away from Neareye. He'll step into fair territory. Rocket it down to Kemp. And the Alexandria Aces are down to their final out with the CRCBL run rule potentially in play. 12 after 7. And with the Big Train potentially asserting their home field advantage, This could be it. Here's the first pitch to Adam Schwartz. Heads up, that one right at us. If I wasn't sitting forward, I wouldn't have reacted as I did, but live and learn. 0-1 on Schwartz.
Big Train moving to and would trim their magic number down to a slim, skinny 1.
And now 0-2. And down to the final strike are the Alexandria Aces. Schwartz 0 for 3 on the day. Doherty trying to keep it that way. This one fouled straight towards us. That might have been our best chance at getting a ball up here. It was just enough in the air to get over the net, but it was cutting down quickly right towards Chris Rogers, general manager's office to our right. Here's the 0-2 again. Inside, and it bounces away. That hit the back knee. Yes, it did. Schwartz on base for the first time today via the hit by pitch. I guess it just ran a little too far inside, and so still down to their final out now. Garrett Farquhar looking to avoid being that man. Trying to avoid being that guy.
He's that guy, pal.
Maybe. He's also that guy who hit one of the farthest home runs here at Povich Field off of a pitcher who shall not be named per his request.
Guy that hasn't pitched in a couple of games, too.
So I'm down in South County the other night, I think.
He'll probably
Here's
pitch
the 1-0 from, and again, inside on Farquhar from Doherty.
Doherty in line for the save here, by the way. 3 innings to end a game.
The save in a 12-0 game.
Yeah. That's how it works.
I guess.
Pitch 3 scoreless innings.
Gross in line for the win, technically. This one scorched up the left side. That's going to be through. Base hit there. Thomas will pick it up and fire it back in. So 2 on and 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Alexandria putting up a fight. And they'll send Bobby Zmarzlak to the plate. He's been one of their most dangerous threats there. 1 for 2 with a loud double to lead off the 6th. He's been stranded on third twice. The closest any ace has come to scoring here tonight. And maybe looking to pass that honor off to Adam Schwartz on second. Farquhar off first now after the base hit. Doherty set in the stretch. This one inside for a called strike. Nice location there. Burset and the Alexandria dugout would disagree. Near setting up outside for the 0-1. A little bit back over the plate, but it's fouled off. And again, Zmarzlak and Alexandria are down to their final strike here, trailing 12-0 with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. 2 runners on. Doherty comes set, hands at the belt. He kicks, he fires the 0-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Neareye able to block it down. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That final strike has been elusive.
Had it with 2 strikes on 2 of the last 3 batters now. Doherty looking to slam the door shut. Checks back off the runner at second. Delivers the 1-2. Scorched towards right field. That's going to get over the head of Doyle. Bounce all the way to the wall. 1 run coming in. Rounding third. Heading for home is Farquhar. And the lead is down to 10. A 2 RBI double. His second of the night for Zmarzlak. And Alexandria is back in this thing at least for an inning more.
Very, very charged hit there from Zmarzlak. He's been tattooing Big Train pitching tonight, his second double of the game. And that one might have been the most well-struck ball of the night.
Doyle playing fairly shallow. Not exactly anywhere near the track out there in right field. That thing just rocketed over his head all the way to the wall, able to get it in after the 2 RBI double by Zmarzlak. This one hit hard towards center field. Cone working back under it and collects it. And the side is retired, but not before Alexandria climbs back within the run rule. They trail 12-2, and we will have a bottom of the 7th inning here at Povich Field. Big Train offense with at least 1 more chance to add when we come back after the stretch here at Povich Field. So Christian Martin led off the last inning, the sixth, with a hard hit single. Eventually came around to score on the Grant Nip double. Big Train added 4 in that one. And now Martin blasts one the other way. That's going to get foul. Just inside the line. Martin seeing the ball here tonight. A couple of nice pieces of contact now for the lefty. Shane Tucker, the new pitcher, listed as 66, but wearing number 24 here tonight for Alexandria. And Martin, this one scorched straight to the second baseman. And Kelly will flip it on over. Morgan able to squeeze that one. And there's one gone. So rocketed one foul down the left field line. Then pulled it a little too sharply to Kelly at second base. There's one gone here in the bottom of the seventh. 12-2, a 10-run Big Train lead. They get 2 more home here in the bottom of the seventh. They would be able to head home a little bit early. Gauthier takes a breaking ball outside from Tucker. 1-0. And this one bending over the plate for strike one. 1-1. Believe Tucker is making his season debut on the mound as he fires strike 2 over the plate for Chris Bursett and Alexandria. Shane Tucker, rising sophomore at South Carolina Upstate.
Big South team.
Mannington, West Virginia native. He's got a friendly count here on Gauthier, 1-2, and trying to stay alive there, poking one off the end of the bat, foul up the first base line. What's their mascot? The SC
Spartans.
Upstate? Spartans. And Gauthier laces this one up the left side. That's going to get through. Base hit for Austin Gauthier, and he's aboard here with 1 out.
Smoked like a nice brisket.
The center fielder from William and Mary.
Like a nice brisket, that ball is smoked. Oh, how about that? NIC to NEC to Big South, like the Robert Morris University football team. He started his career at LIU, the Sharks. It used to be LIU Brooklyn, and before that was LIU Post.
Their rebrand, one of the best in recent years.
Yeah.
Fantastic colors with the sky blue and electric yellow, the Sharks.
Their
as you
hockey
said.
jerseys are nice.
Here's the 1-0 to Cone, inside ball 2. So the Big Train worked a walk-off in a 15-3 game the other night by the man on base, Austin Gauthier. He worked a bases-loaded walk to send it over 12 runs, and the game ended right there. Could be in position for our second one in a couple nights. This one is scorched up the middle. Gauthier heading for third. Cone on base with another single. And the Big Train put themselves back in position to threaten a couple runs here in the bottom of the seventh.
The left fielder from William and Mary, number 12, Matt Thomas.
So Matt Thomas, 1 RBI on the day, chance for a second. He does have 2 base hits, sacrifice ground out and a strikeout sprinkled in there. This one way outside, and a good scoop up there by Stone behind the dish to prevent Gauthier making it back to an 11-run lead.
And we've really just seen how much like a cat he is on defense.
Yeah, he's got that kind of, I don't know if there's a major leaguer to compare it to, but he's got that Left leg bent, kicks the right leg out.
Let's go with Jacob Stallings. Good defensive
Does
catcher.
Stallings do that?
Stallings is a very good defensive catcher, just in general.
Well, I'm just saying, does he do the kind of split leg stance that Stone sometimes does?
Let me pull up a guy that does it. I feel like Tucker Barnhart would be a guy that would do that.
Maybe. 3-0 now on Thomas. And this one outside, ball 4. And get this, Tyler, the bases are loaded.
Well, how about that? What about a walk-off grand salami here?
Grant Nip delivered a loud 2 RBI double to the left center gap. Came home to score on the consecutive Alderman double. And as you said, a solid base hit here would do wonders for this game time. Just over 2 hours, 20 minutes now. Bender just outside, ball 1 on Nip. Rough start to this one for Grant. 2 strikeouts, but he's come alive in the latter innings. Mentioned the double, reached on a hit by pitch in the 5th, came all the way home to score. Got to trot on the Alderman 2-run shot. And I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. 1-1 after he swings through that one. Martin grounded out to second to start. And Nip lofts this one foul over the right side out of play. Gauthier reached via base hit up the left side. Cone reached via base hit through the right side. And then Thomas walked. So 3 on board here, 1 gone in the bottom of the 7th for Grant Nip. Designated hitter tonight out of Campbell. Fighting Camels. Looking to get the big train over the hump. Golfs at 1 in the dirt, and he's retired on strikes for the 3rd time tonight. And there's 2 gone now. And Kemp Sharp and Kemp Alderman got a mama shark.
Kemp Shark.
I'm just going to call him that from now on. Kemp Shark. What an electric walk-up song.
I don't know.
Just Electric Factory. Similar to Matt Bedford's imaginary MLB expansion team, the Brooklyn Electric Factory. Bases loaded here with 2 outs for Kemp. First one high and inside. Ball 1. A lot of traffic on the base paths in the last few innings here. This one way outside, and a good block there by Stone. It's 2-0. And Alderman sends this one sky high. Not very deep for Helgeson in right. He settles under it. And the big train, leave them loaded. Can't add any more to their 12-2 lead. We head to the 8th. Alexandria staying alive, down by 10.
One in 10,000 children are born with a brain malformation known as Dandy-Walker syndrome. Dandy-Walker can cause enlargement of the skull, lack of muscle control, and other developmental challenges. More research is needed, but we do know that early therapy helps many live healthier, fuller lives. 1 in 10,000 may not seem like a lot unless your child is the one. Learn more, find help, and help others. Visit dandy-walker.org.
Been a rough night defensively for first baseman at George Washington, Scott Morgan. He'll be facing a new pitcher here for the Big Train in Cooper Rons. Rising sophomore out of UC Santa Barbara. Bends that one in on the 2-0 count for strike number 1. 7 appearances for Coop on the year, 15 2/3 innings of work, a 4.59 ERA, 14 strikeouts to 5 walks, a 2-0 record, 9 runs, 8 of them earned, and 14 hits. And he works back after a 2-0 start. 2-2 now on Morgan. One for 3 with 2 swinging strikeouts. Ron's looking for more of the same here and gets it. Strike 3 as Morgan goes around and is retired for the 3rd time tonight. Frustrated as he walks back to the dugout. Bye, 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 says In Sync. And that'll bring up Connor Offshack. Here with 1 gone in the top of the 8th. Offshack popped out to second in the 6th inning. 0 for 2 on the day. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the 2nd. Takes that one low for ball 1. The Aces 2 runs on 5 hits. They've made 5 errors. Big Train 12 runs on 11 hits. Have been able to take advantage of those defensive bluffs. 3-1 now on Offshack. Worked some walks, reached via the error, and hit when it counted as that one tapped towards the Big Train dugout. And the count full now on Offshack. Ron's looking to power through the last part of this ball game. Headed towards the bottom of the 9 o'clock hour here on Big Train TV. Ben Bobek and Tyler Gallo with you. Here's the full count. Pitch from Rons misses with the bender just a little bit high. And ball 4, so Offshack will take his base.
Ron's, it's been a weird season for him. He started off really well, and then in his last couple of outings, or middle couple of outings, really struggled, and then really turned it on in his last one. So we'll see how he does here tonight.
Look to settle in more here against Tyler Helgeson. 0 for 3 tonight, 2 strikeouts and a pop out to the left side. Near setting up 0-1 on him inside. Rons finds the spot, but a little too tight. Can't get Helgeson to chase, and it's 1-1. Busy week of baseball coming up for the Big Train, or in the midst of a busy week of baseball here are the Big Train. Again, doubleheader against these very same Alexandria Aces down at Frank Mann Field in Northern Virginia tomorrow. Kicking off at around 4 p.m. That game a makeup of the July 1st matchup, as that bender missed a little too tight as well. And it's 2-2, count even again on Helgeson out of Eastern Michigan. Of course, counting down the days till next Sunday as turns on one, absolutely scorches it foul towards the batting cages behind the right field bleachers. Just obliterated that thing, but not even close to being fair. Completely turned on it. Count stays 2-2. Ron's out of the stretch with the cocked hat. And this one roped into right field. That's going to get down in front of Doyle. He'll pick it up on 2 hops. Fire it in. Cut off by Martin at second. And there's 2 aboard here, first and second, with 1 out now for Stone, who's got some pop in that bat.
Yeah, he really does. And something that we've seen today, I mean, he's got the pop of the bat. He homered, bat flipped on a home run. That wasn't a home run. Earlier against the Big Train, and then did eventually hit a home run against his team.
Looking to trim the lead a little bit there. Starting to go around and couldn't keep himself, so a little whiff there on the off-speed pitch from Cooper Rons, and it's 0-1. Off Shack after walking on second. Helgeson singled into right. He's off first. 2 on here with 1 gone for Matt Stone, the catcher. This one inside, called strike 2. Stone on the year, a .229 hitter. Just the 1 double, but 9 runs scored on 8 hits. And 3 home runs for Matt Stone, as that one misses for ball 2. 14 strikeouts and 5 RBI, or 5 walks. Just 4 RBIs. It's an interesting line. 4 RBIs on 3 home runs.
Yeah.
1 double and 8 hits. This one driven up the right side. Gauthier backhand, no play. Able to hold Stone to just a clean single, but that'll load the bases there. Great play by Gauthier to track that one all the way into the hole. Thought that one was going to squirt through and maybe would have been the 3rd run of this one. Instead, bases loaded here for Chandler Kelly. Struck out swinging, was put out 2-3 on the drop 3rd strike back in the 7th. And he takes a nice pitch back over the plate there from Cooper Rons. It's 0-1.
Way to keep that ball in the infield for Austin Gauthier. Saved an RBI.
Ooh, this run one's way inside. And Kelly able to dodge out of the way. I don't know how he avoided getting hit by that pitch, but he did. It's 1-1. He'll stay in the box here with the bases loaded. Nowhere to put him. And this bender just high for ball 2. Ron's looking to work back in control. Quickly to the 2-1. And Kelly tried to catch himself there. Much like Stone before him, not able to. Ended up fouling that thing off about halfway down the bat. And sends the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ron's quickly firing, and that one absolutely destroyed. Straight over the bullpen into the tennis courts.
Smoked.
Smoked. Absolutely turned on that thing. Not able to keep it in play. Here's the 2-2. This one hit way high in the air. Chance for near eye behind the plate, right in front of the dugout. Ron smartly over to cover home, but not needed. Offshack stays on 3rd, and there's 2 gone here as Rons looks to work himself out of this one. Helgeson at 2nd, Stone on 1st with a single. 2 base knocks in this 8th inning, and the batting order turns over here for Adam Schwartz. Reached for the first time tonight in the 7th on the hit by pitch. Eventually came around to score. He sends the first pitch he sees straight to right field. Doyle settles under it. And again, the big train strands the bases loaded for Alexandria. They still hold a 12-2 lead heading to the bottom of the 8th here at Povich Field on Big Train TV, presented tonight by Artis Senior Living in Potomac, your partners in memory care.
The Bethesda Big Train 12.
The Owl out of Florida Atlantic, Nolan Shawnuel here to the plate to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Takes that one high for called ball 1. Ben Bobek and Tyler Gallo here in the twilight of this baseball game, well past twilight here in the Bethesda Rockville area. Cabin John Regional Park, Shirley Povich Field, of course, named after the legendary Washington Post sports columnist. One of 2 D.C. area baseball legends that lend their name to this Bethesda Big Train organization, of course, along with Bethesda native Walter Johnson. Here's the 2-1 to Shawnuel outside. Hitters count 3 balls and 1 strike on Nolan.
It's been a very good season for Nolan Shawnuel anyway. You slice it. Been clutch, driven in some key runs, and really continues to impress.
Takes that one over the plate. For a ball. 2 walks on the night. Run scored as well. Reached on a single in the 5th. Looking to extend this game. Extend this at bat. 3-2. And does just that, fouling it over the left side. Three balls and 2 strikes off of the pitcher, Shane Tucker. He comes set, delivers this one inside, and Shawnuel walks for the 3rd time tonight as he discards the bat and takes his base.
A lot of walks for Shawnuel in a single game. I mean, I always refer back to Mike Baxter's, I think it was 4 tonight as Brady Gump comes up to the plate.
Brady Gump.
Pinch hitting here for Doyle. Have to wonder if he was maybe a defensive substitution last inning and we just never caught it. It's happened before. He gives the first pitch. He sees a hack. This one straight up towards the right side behind the first base grandstand.
And I'll always remember that game-tying home run that he hit against the Aces a couple of weeks ago.
No chance for that here with a 12-2 Big Train lead here in the bottom of the 8th. No outs. Shawnuel off first. Breaking ball in the dirt. 1-1 now to Gump. His first plate appearance of the day. And looks at that one high, ball 2.
Crack.
Yeah, a little pop into the mitt of stone. Kind of things that have you headed for the ice pack after the game as a catcher. 293 hitter on the year, Brady Gump. 11 RBIs, 2 home runs. And he drives this one fair down the left field line. Coach G didn't realize it either. That's going to discard all the way into the corner and can't pull it out as Schwartz. A stand-up RBI triple. Unbelievably for Brady Gump, and the Big Train make it 13-2 here in the 8th.
And I'm not going to blame you for getting held up with that one. So what happened was it was laced down the line into the corner, fielded very poorly by Schwartz out there. He tripped and fell in left field. It caromed away from him, and Brady Gump stops at third with a triple. Coach G was like very silently waving his arm, and then he really started to turn it when
took
the ball
him a
got
second
away.
to get the windmill going. Not enough kinetic energy in that right arm of his. But man, once he realized that Schwartz had completely booted it in the left field corner, he got going all the way to third goes Brady Gump. Check this, Tyler, his 2nd triple of the year.
Yeah.
So 4 extra base hits.
Oh, they're going to call that an error. So that's probably a single and a 2-base error.
Maybe a single or a double. So here's the first pitch into Danny Nera. I had a pinch hit RBI triple with an asterisk on it for Brady Gump.
That was, I mean,
he's had some really just loud moments.
I mean, it was a clear error in the corner. He tripped and fell and knocked it away from himself.
And now it's Nerai's time to walk. He's on board for the third time tonight.
The second baseman from Virginia Tech, number 6, Christian Martin.
I'll bring up Christian Martin, who has had a nice night as well. Some good defense out there at second base. Of course, started off that pretty big 6th inning with a single. Eventually came around to score on the Grant Nip double. 13-2 here for the Big Train. No outs.
Yeah, so it's a double and an error on the left fielder.
And the 14th run of the game, 90 feet away.
They could walk it off here.
They absolutely could. Martin would love to bloop one over the head of the Alexandria infield, playing tight just off the grass.
They do not want this game to end.
No, sir, they do not. They scratched and clawed their way in the top of the 7th, down to their final strike multiple times before Zmarzlak delivered a 2 RBI double that Martin, rising freshman in the year to come, works a second consecutive walk. Neareye and Martin on board via the base on balls, and the bases are loaded with nobody out for Austin Gauthier on the top of the order.
How great would another hit by pitch to end the game be for Austin Gauthier?
He delivered the other night against South County, and a chance to end this one an inning early right here. Tucker wants time. So, not Gump's second triple of the year. Instead, his first double. Because I was going to say, when we were still counting it as a triple, he has 4 extra base hits and no doubles. Not very often you see that. Here's the 1-0 to Gauthier. High, ball 2. Sean Ewell comes home to score as the lucky number 13 on the scoreboard. Neareye on second. Aforementioned Gump on third. Now Christian Martin off first. Gauthier ripping this one to the screen behind home plate. And Gauthier driving this one straight up the middle, and that will do it. Coming home from third is Brady Gump. It's 14-2 Big Train, and with no outs here in the bottom of the 8th, we have a run rule final score. 14-2 as the Big Train take a 12-run lead following the 7th inning. The CRCBL says this is a final game. Pleasantries exchanged between the teams as the Big Train celebrate their 23rd win of the year in style out on the field.
Just a great game altogether for the Big Train. They really responded after a poor effort last night, and tonight really turned that all around, and it's just great to see as the team has trimmed the magic number down to 1.
Ben Kumi stands as the losing pitcher for Alexandria. Ryan Doherty picks up the win. Even though in a shortened game, you could argue it should have gone maybe to Josh Gross. Instead, Doherty moves to 2-0 on the year as our final score presented by Bethesda Magazine is the Big Train 14 and the Alexandria Aces 2. The Big Train cut the magic number to 1, a chance to clinch in Game 1 of the doubleheader tomorrow down in Alexandria. We'll be back for that tomorrow and in just a moment for Big Train Postgame here on Big Train TV, presented tonight by Artis Senior Living of Potomac, your home, your partner in memory care.
Here at Povich Field, the Bethesda Big Train won on another run rule this season for one of the multiple times they've done it. They win by a score of 14-2 in 8 innings as they move one game closer to clinching the CRCBL. Tyler Gallo and Ben Bobek here with you in the Dandy Walker Alliance broadcast booth. And Ben, what a night it was at Povich Field. Really a huge response after last night's game, and they come in and just shock the world. Not really shock the world, but they smoke the opposition and team that was chasing them in the standings, and it's going to get a lot more tougher for them to do just that tomorrow night.
Yeah, one of two teams hanging around in the second and third area of the CRCBL. It's going to be a fight down the stretch here in the season between Gaithersburg and Alexandria for that second bye in the playoffs coming up at the end of next week. But Alexandria, just not what you wanted to see from the Aces side tonight. On the other side, like you said, couldn't have said it better myself. A fantastic response for the Big Train after a really quiet offensive night last night. A disappointing night as they dropped to their 6th loss of the season against Silver Spring Tacoma. And I think we talked about it a little bit last night, when it came to letting up that big 6-run inning. How are they going to respond offensively? That was something they had done in the 3 games before the doubleheader the other day against DC, and then the big game, the other run rule game in the last couple of days against South County. And they didn't respond the next inning. They responded the next game, and they did so in a big way, obviously, here, now racking up a 14-2 win.
Right, 6 errors really spelled doom tonight for the opposition in the Alexandria Aces. 2 runs on 7 hits, and 6 errors. Count them, 6 errors. You don't see that too often, but
almost a South County-esque line.
Yeah, 14 runs on 13 hits for the Big Train as they roll over one more time into Victory Station, the Aces. And the Aces had the only card they could play today is the Joker as they fell in this one. Ben, any standout performance for you? I'm going to have to go with Josh Gross. Four innings pitched where he just allowed those 2 hits, struck out 6, really, really responding to that tough start he had his first time out.
Yeah, it was really nice to see him settle in the starting role. He had been really great out of the pen early in the year. We know what kind of stuff he has. We know the kind of command he has when he's on. So great to see him settle back in, become accustomed to, I think, the role we're going to see him in for the rest of the year, coming out to start the game. So he's my pick. I agree with you there. I'm also going to give another shout-out. Second time in 3 nights now, Austin Gauthier at least makes the short list for a player of the game. On base all the time, delivered the walk-off game-winning single to score the 14th run, make it a over-the-run rule threshold, and just a fantastic night for him. Last couple nights, he was hitting in the 2 spot, really driving the offense tonight.